Alright, so I just wanted to make a quick video to give you guys a look into the mind of someone who drives for rideshare. Because I feel like a lot of things that people do, I feel like it's a lot of just retarded things, dumb things that you should know, but clearly people don't because they're very common. So yeah, so I just decided I wanted to make a video to kind of let you guys know what your rideshare driver is thinking about. So number one, when you request a ride, whether it's Uber, Lyft, whatever the case is, a taxi, whatever it is, when you request a ride, you should already be ready. It's very different from having a car service where a person is getting paid to wait on you and they're pretty much at your beck and call. This is not that. When you request an Uber or a Lyft or any type of ride share service, you are requesting a ride at that time. So it's very annoying, to say in the least, to your driver for when they come to the destination that you have requested the ride from and you are not ready to walk outside. I mean, it's just like, why did you call a ride if you were not ready? It doesn't make any sense. It's really dumb. That's number one. Now, most of the rides will give you I think it's either like 3 to 5 minute timer most of the time, unless it's pull. Sometimes when it's pull, it's like a minute. And they give you this time frame that we can arrive and wait for you to get from the house to the car in whatever way that is. Maybe you have a large apartment building and you have to get down there. They give you this time period where you can go ahead and get to the car. When that timer runs out and you are not there, that is annoying and inconvenient because I am not being paid $5, $10, $15, $20 to wait for you to calm down or for you to get dressed. Now, it's one thing when you're walking down, but people will call and they'll say, oh, I'll be right down. So as a courtesy, I'll say, okay, that's fine. But when I'm sitting there waiting 5 and 10 minutes, no, your ride is going to be canceled and you should call another ride when you are done getting dressed or doing whatever it is that you're doing. 2, when you have an address that is difficult to find, that multiple people have told you, or you yourself realize that it's not very easy to locate your address. Maybe the street name is a little bit weird or not in a view where you can see it. Maybe it's one of those streets it's a driveway, but you can't really, it doesn't have the name posted, but this is whatever the street name is. Maybe you should send a text that says, hey, my street is so-and-so, or this is that, or whatever it is that is happening. Be very, I'm trying to think how I can say this nicely. Be very mindful of the fact that you have a more difficult address to find, and not expect someone else to find the address and then you're looking like, well, I don't know why you can't find me. Yes, you do. You know exactly why I can't find you. I can't find you because you have a difficult address that you have, and here you are standing outside expecting for me to just all of a sudden have a compass in my hoo-ha and just know where you are. Not possible. A lot of the times, and this goes into my third chronicle here, a lot of the times people will just go ahead and request a ride from where they are, and instead of putting in the current address, they'll put in current location. Well, I'm here to tell you that the GPS for rideshare is horrible. So whenever it drops the pin, 9 times out of 10, it's not giving me the correct address. So if I pull up to the said address that you let the GPS tell me that you were at, and then you're not there and you're literally 5 to 10 minutes away, that's frustrating for both you and the driver, which usually results in, if you're not 2 to 3 minutes away from that destination, your ride is going to be canceled, because contrary to popular belief, rideshare drivers are not paid for the time and the distance that it takes to get to the rider. So if it's usually, before a pandemic, if it's more than 5 minutes away, chances are the driver will not accept the ride, because I don't want to go and accept this ride, go all the way to you, and you're going 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So basically, it's costed me money to pick you up, because I didn't gain more than what it would have cost me to accept this ride. So it's very important to think of that also while requesting rides. I think I'm on number 4, maybe number 4. I don't know. I have a lot of things that bother me. Let's say it's number 4. Anyways, when you get into the car during a pandemic, do not get into the car and then put on your mask. It's very important during this time of wanting to make sure that people are being safe to not even tempt somebody to tell you you can't get to where you're going by not having your mask on. When you call for a ride, you should easily understand that you should have your mask out. You should have your mask in hand. And before you enter the vehicle, you should have your mask on, covering your nose and face. Just as if when a passenger is going to get into the car, I would have same mask here. Just like this. The proper way to wear your mask. Very simple, very easy. So when you get into the car and you're like, oh, hold on, let me get my mask, I'm literally contemplating telling you to get out, because it's already a pandemic. I have parents who are older who I would like to visit, and I don't want to have to feel like I can't even go to my parents' house and say hello, because I have passengers who don't care and they feel that, oh, I could just go into the car and then put on my mask. That's very inconsiderate. It's very rude. Put on your mask before you get into the car. It's not rocket science. Let's see what else. Also, during this pandemic, all the rideshare has made it so you cannot ride in the front seat. It's not available. So if you have a driver who has a vehicle that seats 5, that vehicle has been limited to 3 people. There's no one able to get into the front seat at all, not negotiable. So when you get into the car and you're trying to go to the front seat, I am well within my right to tell you you're unable to sit in the front seat. And that is only because there's not really a safe distance to be able to maintain if you're sitting right next to somebody. So I don't care if you're old, I don't care if you're young, I don't care if you just prefer to sit in the front seat, I don't care if you don't like the back seat, I don't care if you have 2 other people with you and would be more comfortable in the front seat. That is not my concern. My concern is get in the back seat and do so promptly and respectfully. Now, I am a driver. Do not drive full time. So just a disclaimer there. But at the same time, the times that I have driven, these are the gripes that I've had, and it's really unsafe to be selfish at a time like this. So Those are like the main ones I can really think of that kind of refer to this pandemic. Also, when you get in somebody's car, you don't eat or drink. That's kind of a rule that most people have, because if you spill something in my car and I don't see it, the next person gets in and they have a dirty car to sit in. It's just kind of common sense. But what I'm finding out is most people lack common sense. Now, if you watching this video are a person who feels like I have common sense, then great, this is not for you. But most people lack the common sense and common courtesy and just common decency to say, you know what, here I'm in somebody else's car, let me not pull out a sandwich, let me not pull out some fries or a drink, whatever. Let me not do that. That's something that nobody likes. And yeah, so those are my main issues and concerns. Some things are just kind of personal preference. I don't care if you want to listen to music. I'm pretty friendly. I'm pretty sociable. If you want to talk, you want silence, you want to listen to music, that's fine. But the things that I'm discussing in this video are things that are going to get you a ride canceled or you put out of the vehicle. So I just figured I would make a video to let everyone know what to expect and what to do and really how to behave during this time when either getting into a ride or thinking about calling a ride for someone else. Because this is really a time in the world where people need to show more common courtesy and manners and decency and just care for other people, because your lack of caring about somebody else's safety, because it's like, oh, I just didn't want to wear my mask, that could really have somebody else dead because of it. So, you know, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So yeah, also, when people get in, don't get in with your mask on and then pull it down. Like, I understand, I hate wearing the mask, but at the same time, it's wear the mask or do you want to die or kill somebody else who is not maybe able to handle such a virus. So it is life and death. It is that serious. And I hate to be like a jerk, because if you know me, you know I'm a really fun, outgoing, silly person. But these things that I've encountered just kind of really make me annoyed and disturbed, not because just because of the seriousness of it. So yeah, if you have any questions, concerns, you can go ahead and respond, reply, share this video, because I feel like most people need to know it and it's just not something that people are discussing. All right, thanks guys.